Hey guys, and welcome back. And today on the show we are going to be sorting out the action and the pickup height, and I'm going to give this J and D guitar a good setup. So as you can see, I've already got all of the correct Allen keys in place and ready to start taking the strings off. Worth noting too that I have got my fret rocker out, as well as screwdriver, Vaseline, and also the legacy set of strings that I promised I would put on. So let's get on with it. Okay, so the strings are off and time for a little bit of a polish in those places that are tricky to reach. So you may ask why I've got the fret rocker out. Well, simply at this price, at around £100, I'm expecting there to be some fret level issues. I would be very surprised if there isn't, but let's find out. A little bit there on the 5th. Yeah, and on the 7th. Nothing major, I hasten to add. Yeah, a little bit more there on the 10th, low down. A tiny little bit on the 14th. And then finally, just a little bit on the 23rd fret. None of them are critical. They're all within about a tolerance. They shouldn't give us too much trouble in terms of fretting out or anything like that. So I'm going to put the new strings on and give this guitar a bit of a setup, and then we'll look at how I set the pickup heights. We got these awesome legacy strings, which they very kindly sent me, and we're going to dive into this pack. Although they do seem to come with, yeah, a silicone gel pack, so that it keeps them nice and dry. Okie dokie, let's get the strings on. I'll be using my Peterson Strober Stomp as always, and let's get this little devil in tune. Let's see how good my ears were for a start. I'm usually flat, so I've tuned a bit higher than I expected. Let's see. Always go to the neck pickup and turn the tone down as well, and then that makes it easier. Oh, hello. Turn the volume up though. Yeah, flat again. I'm at a D. Once I'm in tune, I like to whammy around with any guitar that's got a whammy on it, pulling backwards and forwards and giving it plenty of welly, and also just a final stretch of each of the strings, just to make sure that we are nicely in tune. There we go, we're in tune. Right, first thing I'm going to check is the intonation. The relief. And there is none. As you can see, there is no relief. So we want to add a little bit of relief into this neck. So we're going to go lefty loosey on the truss rod. I'm going to do about a quarter turn to begin with. It's coming. It's there on the high string. Very nearly there on the low string. Just another little turn should get us there on the low E as well. Let's try that. I'm going to call that there. Okay, so that's that set up. Let's retune again. Okay, that's all good. Right, now I'm just going to set the action, and looking at this I also need to set the springs as well. If you look at, let me turn it around this way, and you can see that that floating, there we go, that floating bridge is lifted slightly at the back, and we want that nice and level. So that means that we need to take a screwdriver and just a little tighten on the screws that connect the claw, the spring claw at the back here. So I'll give those a couple of turns and see if we can get it level. Obviously you don't want it exactly level doing it this way, because it will put the strings sharp. So I'm going to need to bring the strings down a little bit now in order to get them to the right tuning. So that bridge should go back. No, still needs a little bit more tightening, so we'll tighten those screws just a touch more, get this bridge nicely balanced. Someone mentioned to me the other day that they don't like the springs going into the center like this, that they should be parallel, but if it gives it the right tension, it really doesn't actually make too much of a difference. Right, let's tune it up again. Much better. The actual bridge is now really nice and level. Let me see if I can show you that again. There we go. Let me give you a closer little look at that. So you can see the bridge is now floating level. Okay, so that was the next little bit to do. Next up, I'm just going to set the string action, which I'm going to do using the little tiny Allen wrench. And actually it looks to me like this can hold, the whole bridge can come down a little bit, so I'm going to use the slightly bigger one and see if I can actually screw this bridge in any further. It does not seem like that is designed to screw in much further than it is. I think, no, I think we're going to have to lower the bridge saddles, so that's what we'll do. Okay, now I'm just going to look down the neck and see how they compare to the radius of the neck, and I think that's pretty good. I think the low E can probably come down just a hair. Worth checking, that is now down to about, I would say, about 1 millimeter at the 12th fret. So that is really low, and I can't feel any buzzing or any issues with it. So now I'm in tune, I will check the intonation quickly. And thankfully the intonation is set just about right. So now we've completely set this guitar up, I can chop off the spare bits of the strings, and we'll go over to the pocket pod and I'll show you how I set my ideal pickup height. Okay, so here we are at the pocket pod, and I've just got a clean tone, and what I generally do to set the pickup height is I get a nice clean tone and then I will raise the pickups until they break up. And now these pickups are really low, so I'm going to raise them up a fair bit, and then I will give it a try. And okay, you can hear they're just on the edge of breakup. So then what I do is I just back them off a touch so that they're no longer breaking up. And then Anyway, so next thing I'll do is I'll do exactly the same with the neck pickup and just get that so it's almost breaking up. Definitely breaking up, and then just back it off a touch, half or quarter turn at a time, until I lose that breakup. It really is touchy-feely. I think still got a little touch of breakup there. So I'll just back them off a little touch. They're a lot higher than they were. And nice. So that is, then I will check between the two pickups, make sure they're the same level. And make sure the middle is nicely balanced. And there it is. I really like the sound of these Legacy strings. They are a really, really nice set of strings. And yeah, well worth checking out. And they come with a spare high E and high B as well. So really, really good value for $3.99 in the UK. So a big thanks to Paul for letting me try these out. There it is. I really hope you've enjoyed this video today. Just a quick one showing you how I set the height of my pickups. Literally go on nice clean tone, bring them right up until that clean tone starts to break up, and then back them off so that they're at the maximum they can be without breaking up that clean tone. And then that tends to work for me. As always with all of my setup, everything is very much touchy-feely. It has to feel right, and you will instinctively know once you've been playing the guitar for a while what feels good to you and what doesn't. And getting that height correct on the strings and on the pickups, every time you adjust the height of the action on the guitar, you should readjust the height of the pickups. So there we go. That's what I have for you today. As always, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me the thumbs. I'll be back with the very best content I can just as soon as I can. But in the meantime, as always, my friends, you take good care.